Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Easton. Today, I'm obviously playing WoW and everything. A little bit different type of video than usual. Haven't been playing in a while. Come back to the game now. And I'm going to be going over at least 5 add-ons that I think have helped me improve in RBGs. For those of you guys that don't know, I host RBGs every single night. If you guys want, you guys can join the community. It's called Hustlers University. Or join the Discord, my stream Discord / YouTube Discord. I add people in the looking for group chat every night. So back to the add-ons though. These add-ons that I'm gonna say, I know they've worked for me. I've seen them work for some of the people that have joined my RBGs. And if you're looking to improve your rating, I would say if you ever want to go from like 1400 to like 2k, these are pretty much must-have add-ons, depending on the role that you play. Regardless though, most of them are going to be pretty good regardless of what you play. So first one I want to get into is going to be obviously battleground enemies. If you guys don't have that already, everyone recommends this. It's truly smart, but one thing I don't see a lot of people bring into the space that is really good about battleground enemies is the target calling option, right? So you go into your options here, you go into the add-ons, and then you go into background or battleground enemies. And then right in here, you can see there's the general settings, enemies, allies, rated battleground, more profile options, profiles. You want to go to the rated battleground, right? And so this is going to be one of those more specific ones for maybe good for you, maybe not good for you, but for target calling. If you are a target caller in your group, I recommend this this setting be turned on all the time. You should have this. A lot of people, sometimes you may be playing YOLO RBGs, no voice RBGs, random fills, whatever it may be. Or maybe people just don't hear you even if you are on a Discord call. You know, maybe they can't hear you always say the call out. They don't understand what you said. So this is one of the main tools I've noticed help me. I play Monk and Rogue. I don't always target call, but when I play my Monk, I target call for the most part. And this specific setting for battleground enemies is an extreme lifesaver, right? I don't know how many times I could tell you on any map where it's getting a little bit cluttered, like Eye of the Storm, where it gets cluttered in mid and people don't necessarily know where the target is, or it's hard for them to tell, or anything. It could be any scenario, right? And this helps. So what it does, right, is you go to the rated battleground, you go down to target calling, and you want to turn this on. It says mark my target with skull icon. Marks your current target automatically with the skull icon when you are the raid leader and there's no raid assistant in your group. It will also mark your current target if you are not the raid leader but you are an assistant. So for example, right, it's like this. Let's say I'm in a BG right now. I'm coming up on this guy in mid and I click on him, right? So what it would automatically do is as soon as you target this guy, it's gonna put a skull icon on him like this. So now the whole raid knows, okay, we're on this guy. So you wouldn't be making a pre-call it before the game starts. You're gonna be like, yo, if you see the skull icon and you didn't hear me call it out, that's who I'm gonna be on. So that's pretty much, you know, the gist of that. Other than that, battleground enemies, there's a lot of other things. Those that you don't know already. It adds the 10 player list on each side. It's pretty much a must-have for battlegrounds. If you don't have it, still recommend you need it to climb any sort of rating. I feel like that's a necessary one. But I just do believe this small little change to this add-on that you could put on your settings, super worth of your target caller. You don't have to be a melee DPS to be a target caller, but most people do. You usually have like sharpen calls and stuff from a warrior, so kind of just depends. Anyways, battleground enemies, target calling, mark skull with icon, simple as that. Next one I want to get to is also in your escape options, add-ons, nameplate cooldowns. Nameplate cooldowns, for you guys that don't know, what it does is above the nameplate, right? So let's say you're targeting a player. Let me just see if I can get someone to duel me real quick while I'm talking about it. See if I have like a fair idea. So what it'll do, oh, okay, never mind. So what it'll do pretty much is, let's see, I'll just give you another example. Here's how we do it. So you see how like right now, I have the nameplate up. Let's just say this was a ret paladin and he pops bubble. So what would happen is right above his character, right above this little line, It's gonna have a square box with the bubble icon, and it's gonna have the CD time, and it's gonna stay there until the CD is gone, and it'll come down even to the last second, right? And why this is useful is so you can start memorizing CDs, what they look like, and you can also start calling out, like, I don't know how many low rated RBGs I've been in on alt characters, or even when I was leveling up my main again when I came back to the game, where the paladin pops a bubble or the hunter pops a turtle and people are still just trying to pump into him because they could be a ranged player who doesn't see it as well because there's so much going on, or even just there's a lot going on in the game in general. You could be a melee DPS and there's just so much going on you don't really notice it. It kind of helps you realize it, and especially for ranged, I think. Like I said, I think it helps a lot for ranged, being able to tell a lot easier when you can see the cooldowns above the character. So that's pretty much what it does. It does it for pretty much any cooldown you can think of in the game. You can customize it a lot too as well. You can kind of choose, like I said, there's profiles, there's a way to customize the borders, filters. I think the filters is kind of like you just choose, let's see, battleground. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is what this pretty much does. It's like you can do filtering on like where you want it to show at, or you can do filter of certain spells. So if you don't want all these spells, you can filter out certain spells and everything like that. I personally right now don't have a profile for this. I thought I did, but I do need to put one on now, because you don't need every single spell, but another one definitely necessary to have in my opinion. I recommend this to pretty much anybody who wants to increase rating and wants to learn more about other classes as well. That way you know a little bit more about the game and your DPS. The next one, I believe I can see it right up here. Yeah, here we go. So this one is going to be plater nameplates. There's tons of nameplate options. I personally like plater just because I like the options that it gives me. I like the availability to the multiple different options for tons of different things, right? And what it does pretty much is, like, you can see above this boar, or the wild mature swine, whatever it is, boar at the end of the day. You can see that bar, right? Usually the game without, you know, plater is like a tiny little sliver of a bar, colored maybe, whatever. This is a bigger bar, which is adjustable in size with plater. And the main thing I like about plater is you see this pink glow around the plates. That is customized with plater. And what that does is that highlights your target. So obviously you can see that target over there doesn't have it, but this one does. And that's because this is my main target. And so with plater though, you can change the color of that obviously. You go to target here, for example, like I was saying, multiple different ways you can choose the way the highlight, the way you want it to be. I personally chose highlight 5 just because I think it's the biggest one, so it's the most notable. Color as well, go through the color wheel, change it to whatever you would like. I personally just did this like pinkish purple color because I think it shows out the most. But then also there's stuff for colors and thread, there's border colors, there's name colors, there's show enemy nameplates, friendly nameplates as well. So if you're a healer, I think this is a really good one because the way we have a healer in our RBG group, really good monk, right? Little Mistweaver monk. And the way he does it right is he has his enemy players scaled up, so they're scaled down, so they're smaller to see. But he has his friendly healer or friendly players scaled up because he wants to be able to see. He wants to heal, you know. So he's got to be able to see all our players a lot easier. Get his heals out a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier for anybody, whether you're playing healer or not, because like I said, you have healing and enemy player nameplate bars. I currently don't play with friendly ones. I don't really need them, but I could see why it could be useful for healers. There's tons of customization size-wise. There is height, width, size in combat, size out of combat. There's ways to do it with use class colors, same way as like they already have them. I use the class colors. There's player name text colors. You can do class colors or just normal white, whatever you want to do. There's obviously, like I said, you can go through all this if you guys want to pause the video and look at all this, but there's tons of customization. Same thing for friendly NPCs, friendly players, NPC colors and names. There's spell cast, spell feedback. There's tons of stuff here with the plater nameplates. Like I said, I'm sure there's other ones out there. This is just personally one I use and that I think I get the most value out of. but I could see people using other ones, and I've heard of people using other ones. So that's the first three. These next ones, I just stopped using them, but I do think they are really good. I just don't like certain things about them, which is just me needing to change settings. And actually, before we go into those ones, I'll go into another one that's really good, is capping. So if you guys don't know what capping is it's not necessarily a necessity, but I do believe it does help you understand how the game is going. And what I mean by that is what capping does is you get into an RBG, right? And let's say we're playing, we'll just go Eye of the Storm again, right? Playing Eye of the Storm, and you've obviously got the middle, you got Blood Elf Tower, you have Fel Reaver, you have Mage Tower, and you have Draenei, right? And so how it goes is what capping does is, let's say I, playing Rogue, I go over here and I start capping the flag for Mage Tower. Let's just say like this is the flag, right? I go start capping the flag for Mage Tower. What it'll do is at the middle, you can move it around. Whenever you first download it, it'll be right in the middle of your screen. I have it turned off to where it only shows whenever I'm in the RBG, but you can move it up. It'll be, I have mine placed around right here underneath the score. That way I have it's a little bit out of my view, but I can also tell what's happening. And what it'll do, right, is so right out the gates, let's say the game is 2 flags to 2 flags. We both got 2 nodes and we're fighting for mid. And both are fully capped. Both teams both have their flags fully capped. What'll happen is you see a timer at the top, and it'll be point wise, and it'll say, let's say I'm Horde. It'll be like, you'll see 200 points to 201 points. Horde wins in 15 minutes. Okay. And then let's say I go to cap another flag. So now I'm playing Horde. I'm sitting Fel Reaver. I decide to leave and I go take Mage Tower. What'll happen is, as soon as you start capping Mage Tower, and as soon as you cap it, not full cap, but you get it capped to where it's like the half cap, it'll start doing another timer right above that one, and it'll be 45 seconds until this flag is capped. I think that's the timer, actually. It may be a little bit shorter than that, but I believe it's 45 seconds till the flag is fully capped. So it'll be like 45 seconds till Mage Tower is full cap. And then it'll adjust. Let's say I full cap Mage Tower now. It'll adjust the timer and it'll be like, okay, 300 points to 200 points. Horde wins in 10 minutes now. And then every time you cap a flag, it'll be like, okay, Horde wins in 8 minutes. Because you keep gaining points, obviously. So the time goes down. But that's pretty much capping does. I don't believe it's a necessity, but I do think if you want to like have a better understanding of what's going on during your game, that way you can make better callouts if you're raid lead or just someone in the game who thinks you can kind of help out in any way, you want to help out in any way that you can. I believe this is an add-on you want to have. It helps you get better knowledge of the game, how the game is playing out, what you need to do in a certain amount of time to flip the game around if you're trying to come back on a lead or if you're trying to maintain a lead, what you need to do. And yeah, capping, extremely good add-on, recommend it 100%. That's capping. Next one. Now we're back into the ones that I don't necessarily think are necessary, but they are good. Going to the first one would be Omnibar. So Omnibar kind of goes into play with nameplate cooldowns. It is another cooldown add-on. They both have their own benefits. You can really do either or, but they do around the same thing. Tracks the enemy cooldowns, shows the cooldowns of the enemy player above their head. I personally use nameplate cooldowns because I like the font and the styling a little bit better than Omnibar. But if you're looking for, if nameplate cooldowns doesn't do it for you and you're wanting something else, Omnibar would be the other cooldown one. Next one. Healers have to die. So it's H.H.T.D. And in World of Warcraft, healers have to die. This is a cruel truth that you're taught very early in the game. This add-on helps you influence the unfortunate destiny of one another depending on the healer side. So what healers have to die really does is it kind of gives you, you'll see notices above healers' heads. And depending on how much of a kill target they should be, the note above their head will be different. The reason why I say this one isn't necessarily a must-have is most teams have a good understanding of when healers have to die. But if you're having a struggle, a little bit of a struggle understanding when you should be killing healers, then I would say this is a must. Healers are extremely big part of the RBG community. They're a big part of how RBG wins happen, RBG loses happen. I know a lot of people don't like it, but a lot of pressure is definitely put on the healers. So when you can remove one of those healers from the game when they make such a heavy impact, it's good having this add-on to tell you when, if you have a little bit struggle or a little bit hard understanding when that is. There's tons of customization for this. The main reason I have it disabled right now is I need to upload a profile to it. There is, I will say this, I would look up profiles beforehand if you don't like dinging noises. This add-on dings in your ear the entire time. And that's the reason, like I said, I don't have a profile for it at the moment. But it was extremely annoying to have to deal with. Let's see if I can... Okay, I can't really pull it up. I think I'd have to activate it to pull the thing back up. But the dinging noise is an extreme problem for me. I don't have a profile made for it yet, so I'm going to look into that. But that's my problem with it. Other than that, though, another really good add-on. Not necessarily necessary or as important as the other ones, but it's definitely a good one to have. And yeah, that's why it's on there. Let me look through here. I don't believe, I would say those 6, I think that was, would probably be the main ones you want. And like I said, I would say those first 3 to 4 are pretty necessary if you're wanting to climb rating. And especially if you ever want to get above 2k, I would say those are really necessary, you know? But if you're looking to just get up to like 1600, I would definitely get those first 4. Just, it helps you out a little bit, it gives you a little bit better understanding of the game, and hopefully it can help you go on rating. If you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys do want to join the community, like I said, it is Hustlers University. People are always free to join. We host these every single night. We fill up the Discord, stuff like that. I will leave a Discord link in the description, along with a community link in the description. Other than that, though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want more of an in-depth video on each add-on, leave that down in the comments and I can maybe go over those. And other than that, though, peace out and have a great rest of your day, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed.